Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Tuan Muhammad Lokman bin Samingan to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin ali wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning. Salam Malaysia Madani to all dear participants. Among my friends who are also attended for this program. First of all, I would like to apologize for any shortcomings, because initially I'm not that well to come to share information with all the participants. For the past week, I've been laying down on my bed due to influenza infection, right? So I'm sorry I cannot join at the waiting room, because I'm not trying to be the cause of everybody else of getting infected of this influenza. Even though the quarantine period has been about a week, but I'm still taking any precaution or some measures so that you will not suffer like me for the past week ago. Alright, so I was given about 45 minutes. The topic that was given to me is something that is very broad, relating to corporate governance, anti-corruption policies, right? But nevertheless, I would like to take this opportunity to share my insights, right, relating to the National Anti-Corruption Strategy and how the government, through the insertion of this NACS, will support the ecosystem among the private sectors, especially from the employer's perspective. How would you develop, how would you implement what the so-called requirement under Section 17 Capital A? There is the adequate measures supposed to be implemented in each respective commercial organization. All right. But allow me, ladies and gentlemen, right, while we have this NACS, it is a national document that going to support the agenda of building Malaysia Madani, and with its vision towards Malaysia become a prosperous country, nation, and of course we are targeting to be a corrupt-free nation. Right. These are the roadmap or the national agenda for the past years. When we look here, that we have each respective, our leaders had introduced their own initiative, strategy and plan in order to put Malaysia become a country that is known for integrity. And you look there, we have the National Integrity Plan, we have the GTP 1.0, we have the GTP 2.0, then we have the National Anti-Corruption Plan, consisted from 2019-2023, and the new strategy, which is just being launched last year. Then it's supposed to be implemented until the year 2028. So with regards to the achievements, the completion of the previous National Anti-Corruption Plan, we managed to achieve, right, 77% completion, 77% saja, which is altogether 85 initiative has been completed, 26 incomplete, that's some spelling error there, from the total of 111 total initiative altogether. All right. So this time we are very transparent of sharing what happened, those initiatives that are left not completed. So if, my dear participants, you have the opportunity, you may have the e-copy of this strategy. You can find it at the end of the respective copy at the back of the document itself. You can read by yourself. All these 26 either have been reinserted into the NACS, and some of them are being or to be carried out through another channel, for example by meetings at the federal level, right? Maksudnya apa tuan-tuan? Ada yang masuk NACS, ada yang kita letakkan supaya diangkat dalam mesyuarat peringkat tertinggi, peringkat nasional. For your information, since our PMX had mandated MACC to ensure that governance at its place, so kita nak tengok jugalah supaya kerajaan juga have the political will of to ensure that some of the initiative will be driven by the government itself, right? Right, this is the framework, alright? Okay. NACS, in short, how we develop, we consulted a lot of stakeholders, right? NGOs, CSOs, federal ministries, academicians, economists, and so on, right? And even we have conducted a national survey completed by USIM, University of Science Islam Malaysia, do a national survey, and based on all these data, internal and external, we managed to come out with 5 main strategies. 5 strategi asas. If you look there, we have the number 1, education. Number 2, public accountability. Number 3, voice. Number 4, enforcement. Number 5, incentive. Alright. With all together, it have 60 sub-strategies. Okay. So, as based on the slide, you can read by yourself. The implementation, they are short, they are medium, and they are long. Right. So, among together, there are 19 leading agencies, including MACC. Okay. So now let us look at the what we call strategy number 1, education. So education plays a vital role in changing the landscape of Malaysia. All right. I think perhaps some of you may aware that they have some elements of integrity and anti-corruption in the existing school textbooks, either in the primary school and the secondary school. Sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, ada, right? And altogether we have co-curriculum activities for those who are in the primary and secondary schools, and also we have a mandatory course for all students who are currently studying at the higher education level. Alright. Of course, this is something that is not easy to be implemented, but starting intakes in October 2023, all students, they need to pass a subject on integrity and anti-corruption as a preconditions to be graduated. Maksudnya 2023 ke atas kena ambil subjek ni because it is a mata pelajaran umum in the university. And of course, thank God after that, the Deputy Prime Minister, as the chairman of Malaysia TVET Council, had agreed that the same subject to be extended to all TVET trainees. Maksudnya apa tuan-tuan? University student, yes, we have this subject, but it's also to be extended to all the TVET trainees. Kita tahulah, I think being an employer, kita kena juga. I'm not saying that there are naughty students yet, but we have somehow to cultivate the integrity for the TVET trainees so that they become human. A workforce with integrity. Sebab budak-budak ni, because myself have been involved in those stages. IPT with the subject in the university, myself one of the pioneer. It started as an elective subject, and for TVET also it's very challenging because myself being an enforcement officer, senang. It's very easy to compel person to come to our office. We simply give an order, dia kena datang. Tapi kalau budak-budak nakal-nakal ni tak jalan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Tak jalan. I give you a simple example. I have the opportunity to deliver a simple macam taklimat about 1.5 hour for student at this certification level. Okay. Budak ni baru rehat, they just have their rest. Maksudnya before that they have a topic on integrity, tak apalah. So they have about half an hour rest. So it's my time, it's my session. So I'm expecting the trainees come with a fresh mindset, but shockingly tak macam alamak, macam ni ke mereka kan? Dengan masuk-masuk terus nak tidur. Masuk-masuk simply playing with their friends and they didn't focus. And that's, I think we need to realize that there are something lacking in the modules itself, right? We try to give them handful of skills, but when we look, perhaps we're able to give the skills that they are required to become somebody who is supposed to be joining at the workforce. But dia punya nilai sebagai seorang kerja tu dia kurang sikit. So what I'm doing is that kita kena belilah, kita kena faham jiwa dia. So if you look at these training student, dia ni sebenarnya budak-budak nakal ni, cara dia kena cara nakal juga. Jadi kita tengok dia, oh tak boleh. Even the slide is very basic, I have to left all the slides and I have to change all the approaches. Tengok budak-budak ni suka macam mana. So dia suka kalau kawan-kawan dia, contoh dia kena kecoh-kecoh tu, kita ambil kawan dia seorang naik atas stage, kita tanya kawan dia. Lepas tu macam tu lah. Maksudnya apa you faham tentang integrity? Tak faham apa-apa, apalah, ceritalah sikit. Tak apa-apa, so kawan dia akan gelak. The friend will laugh at the down. Kau kata dekat bawah tu. Betul. You see, your friend is laughing at you. So could you pick your friend to come out and to help you to give what they are saying is all about. Atau panggil kau. So dengan itu sebab they have smartphones on their hand, ladies and gentlemen. So zaman dulu kalau pergi courses, kita zaman dulu saya rasa tuan-tuan dan perempuan tak ada handphone. Apa yang ada itu sajalah. Alright. So soon student trainees at TVET, they will somehow being exposed to the same subject, but of course we have to determine the correct content so that they will not be boring. Alright. And if you look there, we need the participation from the private sector to organize integrity and anti-corruption program in the universities, in schools, and also in TVET institutions, which is at the end of the day, you will entitled to get the tax reduction from the government. Program dekat sekolah ni, tuan-tuan, dia tak mahal sangat, kan? Sekolah-sekolah ni kalau tuan tengok di Putrajaya pun bajet tak berapa banyak. Jadi kalau program-program for the benefit of our younger generation, I think we should allocate some more portion, 10,000 to 15,000, so that with the corporations from MACC, we could do the program that I think would be very meaningful for the younger generation, right? And at the end of the day, you were entitled to get the tax reduction from the government, all right? All right, this sum of this is the strategy highlighted in the document, all right? And if we look at number 10, yeah, all government servants are required to undergo MPGIA courses, yeah, modul pengukuhan integriti dan anti rasuah. Yeah, it is a must for all government servants to undergo the training. And even the Chief Secretary of Malaysia has suggested that for each respective head of the agency, the Chief Secretary of respective ministries, they should take the lead to conduct the training to their staff. KSU sepatutnya dia lah bagi ceramah anti rasuah kepada pegawai-pegawai dia, not somebody from the integrity unit, not from MACC, so that it is like of sending the tone from the top. Yeah. KSU tunjuklah dia benci rasuah, kan? Bola nak buat rasa, oh betul lah KSU aku dia benci rasuah, right? Alright. Next would be public accountability. So basically, it is the need to legislate new laws, improvise existing government policies, and to introduce new policies that promotes and shows that the government is very open and transparent in its administration. Okay. So if you look here, number one, we are really waiting for this new law to be read in the House of Representatives this year. The bill called the Government Procurement Act. Kalau ada ni bagus tuan-tuan, because what I have been told that it will have some similar implications like corporate liability for the private sector. Maksudnya kalau penjawat awam menyebabkan ketirisan, so that penjawat awam will be penalized criminally. But of course, I didn't have the information to share with you guys what is all about the Procurement Act at the end of the day. Because dia tahap rahsia ni susah lah. But we hope that this act will be read in the House of Representatives this year. Okay. So then enhanced screening in the public system. And if you look there for number 5, to propose ABMS ISO 37001 certification as a requirement for the companies in order to bid for government contracts at procurement value of 10 million onwards. And the Ministry of Finance has decided for time being only projects 100 million onwards. Companies are recommended to have this certification. Maksudnya apa tuan-tuan? Setakat ini projek 100 juta digalakkan untuk mana-mana syarikat mendapat persijilan ISO 37001. So if the companies, if you are here, are interested of getting the government contracts procurement, so it is recommended for you guys to get the certification. But after 2 years, it will be made mandatory. Lepas 2 tahun, wajib untuk procurement 100 million onwards. But of course, eventually it will go to 10 million. Okay? Then I think the number 6 here is not that relate to yourself, right? Okay, compounds, alright, to set, this is number 10, it is now being implemented. Number 11, to introduce a single documentation for foreign students in order to avoid abuse of power. Alright, it is orang kata tengah ada pun. And of course, the Home Ministry will they have a mechanism to determine orang ni masuk sah tak sah. But they need to synchronize between the agencies under the ministry. Kalau tak nanti dah. Tapi kalau agensi tu tengok kata ni palsu, dia koyak dan sebagainya. We don't want that happen, especially to the foreign students. Yeah. Alright. Then if you look here again, cooling off period. Cooling off period ni tak semua suka lah. Dia kata sekat rezeki orang. Yeah. But I think for the purpose of having good governance in the country, and if you have the opportunity of reading the public integrity indicator by OECD countries, negara-negara OECD, mereka ada satu indicator, public integrity indicator. So OECD countries, they are really what we call make use of having this cooling period. Maksudnya kalau penjual awam tu nak pencen, ada tempoh bertenang. Anda tenang dululah kan, sebelum nak masuk kerja mana-mana syarikat as a chairman, as a board dan sebagainya. That's not it. I think they should understand. We are not trying to set, or we are not trying to bar them from entering or become as a chairman or as a board member in any respective company. Kita bukan larang, no. It's just to have a policy that is called cooling off period. Because the idea of having this cooling off period basically is just to show that nak putuskan dia ada kepentingan sewaktu dia menjawat jawatan sebagai seseorang yang very influential in the civil service. Maksudnya 6 bulan, 1 tahun. India, they have 1 year approximately. And the countries, OECD countries that had fully exercised what we call this cooling period, you can have your reading at the OECD website. You can have a look on Finland and Latvia. Finland, Latvia betul-betul buat benda ni. Dan mereka buat okey je, tak mundur pun negara mereka, kenapa kita tak boleh nak buat? Alright? Okay, dashboard from audit dah buat dah. Okay, number 15, Freedom of Information Bill for the public to access government information. This is what we call is our hanging fruits. I have been told that the bill will be read in the House of Representatives this year. Okay, number 17, to oblige companies to declare their beneficial ownership in order to participate in the public procurement. The MOF have decided that if any company decided to enter government procurement, they have to come up with their beneficial ownership declaration. Dah ada dah put, but it have been in place in November last year. Alright. Number 18, to oblige public sector in developing organizational anti-corruption measures based on corruption risk assessment with the assistance of MACC. So, if you look there, for private sectors, you are encouraged to conduct, to have your own Anti-Corruption Organizational Plan. Maksudnya, kita bukan kata dalam NACS kita tak wajibkan kepada syarikat. Why? Because you are compelled to do so by virtue of Section 70 capital A. But it is a must for public sector because for time being there is no law that's going to compel the public sector of having this OACP. And eventually, if you read, for those or any organizations for companies who develop this OACP, they were entitled to get again incentive from the government that is in the form of tax reduction. Jadi buat tuan-tuan tak rugi because it's a double sword strategy. You will fulfill the requirement under Section 17 capital A, and in return you will get the tax reduction. Okay, tak rugi kan? Okay, I will skip number 19. Alright, strategy number 3, voice. This is based on the need to create various channels that enable engagement sessions to be held by the government with civil societies, foreign embassies in the country, domestic and foreign business communities, political institutions as well as international corporations, so that the government efforts in combating corruption are understood and in place. Alright. So basically, relates to strategy number 3. It's about the voice strategy. It creates the creations of several caucuses. For example, business chambers, right? Civil society organizations. Okay, so that we are there to hear their voice, their ideas, their thoughts on how corruption, integrity could be, could be joined together, being implemented, being worked together with with MACC and other agencies too. Okay. Kalau tuan-tuan tengok, to conduct a national survey on vulnerable areas prone to corruption. Okay, to conduct a national assessment identify the level of corruption among Malaysians annually, to organize annual conferences on anti-corruption research. It is in our department, alright. Yearly we conduct corruption risk area every year, by awarding grants to research universities. Number 5, establish anti-corruption caucuses comprising CSOs, indigenous community, and so on, right? Establish anti-corruption caucus among business chambers. Number 10, right, to leverage the corporate integrity system (CISM) to program to promote good governance, integrity, and anti-corruption in the private sector, right? So some of them in the private sectors feels that when we are saying that you need to have ABMS, so there have been some, I'm not saying some thought, there have some who say that mahal lah ABMS, because you have to appoint consultants and it will cost you a lot of money to invest. But nevertheless, the requirement of law is there. Whether you like it or not, you have to ensure that your organisation would have the adequate procedures in place. So kita pun tengok in Malaysia, about 90%, more than 90%, the business communities are consisted of SMEs. So SME ni dia susah lah, jadi kita pun tak nak ketinggalan. So we have this CISM that is now driven by IIM. Jadi kita pun push IIM so that they will somehow materialize this. Maksudnya kalau you tak ada duit, tak apa. Ini adalah ABMS rahmah untuk mereka. You tak ada duit, ini percuma. Tapi you have to register, you have to have some consultation with IIM, and by doing that, eventually you will comply the requirement of law. But what I'm saying that kita nak tunjukkan there will no chances that business community are left without the assistance from the government. Bukan kerajaan, akta kata kena buat. So kata IBMS mahal, tak mampu, tak apa. Buat ACP dapat tax reduction. Itu pun tak mampu, tak apa, ada CISF. Habis rahmah dah tuan-tuan. Kalau tak buat juga, tak tahu nak cakap apa lah. Kalau if let's say MACC knock the door, dah tak rahmah dah. Dah tak rahmah dah. So what I'm trying to say is that the government had put in the national strategy that it will help those who feels susah ni nak bisnes pun susah, tapi you kena buat. The 17 capital is there. If the associated person give right, habislah tuan-tuan. Denda minimum 1 juta. IBMS berapa kos nak buat IBMS? Dah sampai 1 juta. Tapi kalau kena denda 1 juta, dah tak ramah dah. Okay. So other than that, intensify anti-corruption campaign to the foreign embassies. This is more on giving explanations, understanding, so that it will boost our perception among the expatriate, and it will help in getting better marks in the what we call better marks for the CPI indicators. And also we have somehow enhanced the status of reporting procedures, which we will respond to any complainant within 24 hours. 24 jam saja kita akan bagi maklum balas. And the number 4 is enforcement. If you look here, the introduction of Malaysian Ombudsman, the much awaited political financing law. Ini pun katanya tahun ini juga, so we have to wait. And others too. Okay, bicaraan secara langsung Dipu akan buat. And recently the government had approved a new law that a single border agency has been established. Okay. Number 1, it is by March, the first phase of the whistleblower protection amendment will be read before the House of Representative. Maksudnya Akta Perlindungan Pemberi Maklumat ada pindaan terbaru, akan dipinda pada bacaan di Dewan Rakyat pada sitting bulan Mac. Cuma banyaklah orang kata, salah satunya kenapa tak boleh membuat pendedahan maklumat secara terbuka. Nama pun maklumat yang patut dilindungi. Maklumat yang dilindungi tu nak beritahu pada siapa, kenalah bagi tahu kepada the state enforcement agency, so that we will protect your identity and your information. But if you go live, you do some TikTok content, then you got some detrimental action, we are not there to protect you, because it is not a whistleblower in accordance with Whistleblower Protection Act. Okay, tu kena faham lah tuan-tuan, sebab ada the NGO especially will say, kenapa tak boleh anonymous? Contoh Siti yang teraniaya datang ke MACC, kita tengok dia punya information okay, tapi Siti teraniaya ni siapa? Ramai Siti kat Malaysia ni, Siti Nurhaliza ke, Siti Sepe ke, right? So we can't protect somebody that is anonymous. And MACC, we have the best system to protect our whistleblower. Kalau tuan-tuan datang, kita akan tanya tuan-tuan, okay, you want to whistleblow, are you somebody that is between the circle itself? No, I just want to provide information which is in my past knowledge, some improper conduct had happened. Okay, tuan nak dilindungi tak? Okay, kalau nak dilindungi, kita akan minta details, and you have to do some bukan macam MOA lah. You have to sign a kind of agreement, and we are compelled to protect your confidentiality. Tapi kalau you datang, want to share the information, but you doesn't want to be protected in accordance with our requirement, then you will not be a whistleblower protected by MACC. Right. Okay. Ombudsman, alright. I was told that this year, so we are hoping that we will read in the House of Representatives this year. Ombudsman ni bagus tuan-tuan, sebab dia akan mempercepatkan pelengahan public delivery system. Okay. Number 8, to implement live streaming of corruption trials of the Court of Appeal for public viewing. Lepas ni tuan-tuan, nak tengok kes-kes propaik tinggi at the appellate level, the Court of Appeal level, you can have it in your YouTube channel. Jadi tak boleh dah orang nak twist what happened in that proceeding. And last but not least, the strategy number 5, that is all about incentive. So I have just mentioned earlier that if the company decided for ABMS certification, you were entitled to get the tax reduction. If you wanted to go for having the organizational anti-corruption plan, again, all the processes and the costs, you will get tax reduction. Right? Jadi, untung tuan-tuan, the government are asking you to have the adequate measures, but you will get the tax reduction. Maksudnya, kena buat, tapi memang kena spend dulu lah tuan-tuan. Kena spend dulu, and then government will reward it back. Okay? And we are in the midway of revising the allowance for witnesses who come forward to give their testimony in corruption trial. Sekarang tuan-tuan, sekali kalau orang hadir untuk perbicaraan kes rasuah, satu hari dapat RM50 sahaja. RM50 ni saya rasa apa sajalah yang dia dapat. So we are in the mid of try to raise the allowance. If you look at the nowadays, most of our people are working in the gig industry, and when we talk about corruption trials, it's not just a trial that will take about 1 to 3 days. Perbicaraan kes rasuah ni tuan-tuan, dia ambil masa menjangkau 1 minggu, 2 minggu, 3 minggu dan sebulan. And myself, I've been as a prosecuting officer, we are not the one who have the say that that witness is not required to come on that day. We are not the one who have the power to release that witness, because the power to release the witness is on the court, is on the judge. Kalau witness tu tak datang, the court will have the power to issue the warrant of arrest on that witness. Kalau tuan-tuan bayangkan RM50, ni mereka yang hantar Grab, dalam move dan sebagainya, satu hari dia dapat dalam RM200-300. Kalau datang kes, bicaraan kes rasuah, RM50 sahaja tuan-tuan. So macam mana kita nak recoup dia punya kerugian? And that's why we have decided to revise the allowance. And also we have also decided for those who come forward to reveal improper conduct, they will get incentivized. Maksudnya bila ada pendedahan tentang perlakuan tidak wajar, orang itu mana-mana sahaja layak untuk dapat sedikit ganjaran di atas pendedahan maklumat tersebut. Alright. Okay, other than that, I think that is all about what we call the MACS, and also I just mentioned earlier for companies who contribute in the anti-corruption program, they are entitled to get the tax reduction. Alright. So we are hoping that the NACS somehow will support the aim of the government, that is by the year 2023 we will be at the rank of 25th by the year 2023 with regards to the corruption perception index. This year we are very lucky not to have a slight drop about our ranking. We are remain the same, the status quo remain the same last year and the year in 2023. But of course, we need to have a major, we have to work very hard, and that's why government is very serious of trying to get this CPI 25 by the year 2023. And the duty is not on MACC, and the duty is on everybody to work together so that when we are at the rank of 25th, Malaysians will enjoy the benefit at the end of the day. Maksudnya semua datang, tak ada rasuah, apa semua perception pun berubah. So the people of Malaysia will get most benefit when we are at the rank of 25th. So with that, I think I've been shown what we call time's up. So with that, I think that's all for today, and I hope we will meet again in other occasion. So again, thank you for the organizer for having me for today. Even though my conditions about 40 to 30% as for today. So thank you, and pray Malaysia to be a better country one day. Thank you.
Thank you Tuan Muhammad Lokman for sharing your expertise.